Hi. We all worry. Worrying is part of our lives, and for some, they always look what is wrong instead of looking what is right. And it's not something bad, but it's not good for health, for your health, for your life, because what you think is what you get. And it's not that critical, to be honest. I mean, it's not like every idea you will think of, you will attract it. It needs time and it needs repetition. So, what I'm saying is, as we all know, worry won't do you good. At the same time, we all know that there are bad things, but we still do them. It's not like we are not robots, okay, stop worrying, then we'll stop worrying. It doesn't work like this. I know that. But we learn, we learn and we grow and we know things and we understand. The main thing now to worrying is an idea after idea, and then the second idea comes, and then the third, and then the fourth. So it's an idea, it's not a feeling. The source of worrying is fear. I fear that something will happen. I fear that this thing won't work. I fear that my kids won't get the best education, and then you worry. You start worrying about things. The main thing, we are all at home, and it's an opportunity for us to work on ourselves. Now, what I do is I get the vibration of fear and I release it. I remove it completely from the body. So then the training comes and it becomes easier, much, much, much easier. But if you want to do it on your own, now the main thing is to grab the first bad idea comes to your mind. It's the first time it will be, you will realize that maybe after the 5th or 7th or maybe 10th bad idea you will get, because as I mentioned before, it's one idea after the other and the other and the other. So if you can be able to capture or to be conscious about the bad idea which comes to you, let's say you're trying it for the first time, it will be like the 10th idea, then that would be great. You will realize, you will think that, this is a bad idea. Now I need to stop that. Otherwise, it will affect my health, it will affect my brain, it will affect my whole life. So let me stop it. What other good idea I can get? Let me try, and let's question. What idea can I implement in my brain which will be the opposite or something good for me? Mostly it will be the opposite, like I'm worried about the kids, that they won't get in contact with people. It's an opportunity for them now to get to learn how the internet works, for example, or how to buy things online. So maybe they can make business out of this thing, or they can be more exposed to good stuff. Let's not talk about the bad stuff. Things like that. I'm worried about not being able to pay the fees of the tuition of the schools of the kids, for example, because we're not working, so there is no income, and idea after the other. Okay, I'm worried about not being able to pay the tuition fees of my kids, then I stop here. This is a bad idea. God knows what will happen tomorrow. Let's think about the best. This is the way you think, which will keep the bad thoughts away, and of course, worrying. There are two things that you should know about this topic. The first is 92%, listen carefully, 92% of our thoughts, they never happen. They did experiments, they did researches, and they discovered this. They concluded that 92% of our thoughts, they never happen. So let's think about it this way. 8% will ruin my life. You know, this 8% will be able to ruin my life, and I'm the one who is controlling my life. I have the brain, I have the heart, I have the action to change my life. I let this 8% control my health, my life, whatever comes to my life, the manifestations I'm getting there. The good is still there. There are a lot of good things around us that we can think of. And the other information, the other thing is, now the nature of our brain is, it thinks like, the nature of our brain thinks negatively 80% of the time. 80% of our thoughts are negative. This is the nature of the brain. 80% of the thoughts are negative. So I still have this 20%. If I can work on it and I can make it like 50, 60, 80% positive and 20 is negative, then that would be great. Nothing will change if you will not work on yourself. Nothing will work. And this is, I think this is the time for it. To know things and to learn new things which will make our lives better. They're not just words I'm saying or things written in a book. It's things that I've been doing on myself and on others, on cases I got, on sessions I'm doing with people. They're working. But of course it's much easier because I do this vibration thing. Worrying is really bad, and if I can take like even baby steps, they really work. So all what it takes is just to start improving the way you think, to start having a better life, to start use the time that we're spending at home in a good way, in a useful way. Our thoughts, they really makes a person sick. And if a person won't be able to control the thought, this is a huge problem. You know, think about it. Whatever we manifest is by our thoughts and our feelings. And I don't want you to panic. I mean, not the first thought comes, then it will manifest immediately, but you know, by repetition, if I will keep on thinking about the same thing again and again, then it will happen. But now, what I want you to do is to be conscious about your thoughts and to catch the first, to reach a stage that you'll be able to catch the first negative thought you get, and you know that this is bad for you, and change it. Just think about the opposite. Bye.